This video is about global warming by Julia Persis S., Assistant Professor of English, St. Joseph's College of Arts and Science for Women, Hosur. Global warming. Global warming is the increase in the average measured temperature of the Earth's near surface, air, and oceans. It is synonymous with the term climate change. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change (IPCC) concludes most of the observed increase in globally average temperatures since the mid 20th century is very likely due to the observed increase in greenhouse gas concentrations through an enhanced greenhouse effect. Greenhouse effect. It is the process by which absorption and emission of infrared radiation by atmospheric gases warm a planet's lower atmosphere and surface. Naturally occurring greenhouse gases have a mean warming effect of about 33 Celsius, without which Earth would be uninhabitable. On Earth, the major greenhouse gases are water vapor, which causes about 36 to 70% of the greenhouse effect, not including clouds; carbon dioxide, which causes 9 to 6%; methane, which causes 4 to 9%; and ozone, which causes 3 to 7%. The issue is how the strength of the greenhouse effect changes when human activity increases the atmospheric concentrations of some greenhouse gases. Causes of global warming. Greenhouse emissions caused due to rapid industrialization, population explosion, depletion of natural resources, natural phenomena, modification of ecosystems. Major effects of global warming: increase in sea level, increase in the intensity of extreme weather events, significant changes to the amount and pattern of precipitation, modifications of trade routes, glacier retreat, mass species extinction, increase in the ranges of disease vectors. Mitigation of global warming. Mitigation of global warming involves taking actions to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and to reduce global warming. Energy efficiency and conservation, urban planning, building design, use of passive solar building design, low energy building or zero energy building techniques, using renewable heat resources. Transport, plug-in hybrid electric vehicles, a shift from air transport and truck transport to electric rail transport, increased use of biofuels. Carbon capture and storage (CCS). Carbon capture and storage (CCS) is a plan to mitigate climate change by capturing carbon dioxide from large point sources such as power plants and subsequently storing it away safely instead of releasing it into the atmosphere. Carbon sequestration. Carbon sequestration is a term that describes processes that remove carbon from the atmosphere: seeding oceans with iron, solar shade, geoengineering. Governmental and intergovernmental action. Policies like Kyoto Protocol, carbon emissions trading, carbon tax. The Kyoto Protocol was adopted on 11th December 1997. Owing to a complex ratification process, it entered into force on 16th February 2005. Currently, there are 192 parties to the Kyoto Protocol. In short, Kyoto Protocol operationalizes the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change by committing industrialized countries and economies in transition to limit and reduce greenhouse gases emissions in accordance with agreed individual targets. The convention itself only asks those countries to adopt policies and measures on mitigation and to report periodically. The Kyoto Protocol is based on the principles and provisions of the Convention and follows its annex-based structure. It only binds developed countries and places a heavier burden on them under the principle of common but differentiated responsibility and respective capabilities because it recognizes that they are largely responsible for the current high levels of GHG emissions in the atmosphere. Population control. The population explosion is a fundamental factor that has led to global warming. Because of this, various organizations promote population control as a means for mitigating global warming. Proposed measures include improving access to family planning and reproductive health care and information, public education about consequences of continued population growth. Question: how can you as an individual work to mitigate global warming effectively?